Hey guys, my name is Cidiac and welcome back to another episode of CanalTown here in City Skylines. But today, we are bringing even more tourists to the even bigger tourist area that we created in the beach. By building our very own theme park. I think it's time that we elevate, we show the world what CanalTown has to offer, and just to give the tourists more things to do when they do arrive. Now, if you do enjoy this, guys, please smash that like button down below. If you're new around here, make sure you do subscribe so you get notified when those next episodes do come out. But last episode, we did lots of work. We reconfigured a lot of the canal systems around here. Because we created this kind of loop and we all set up how the roads kind of go across it and all that kind of jazz, and we changed some of the train lines. It now enabled us to utilize this loop for the canal systems, and for the first time ever, we've got now a route going back up and coming down on these lines, which now transports even more people. I haven't gone over those routes I added in last episode to see if I need more boats or take some boats away, because I'm going to wait until I build the theme park, because I want to build the theme park on this little section just here. It's a little bit of dead space that we don't really have much utilization for. It's near the highway, near the industrial area. You're not going to want to live here, so we'll throw the theme park just here. We can have a beautiful road connected to it, but I've got to do a lot of work to kind of get it all up and running. We need some ring roads going around the old edge of this. It will allow me to place down some more canal stops, and one here as well, and all that kind of stuff. That's why I don't want to add or take anything away just yet, because I don't know how busy the theme park's going to be. But that's what we're going to get done today, guys, and I'm kind of excited. So, first things first. We need to do the border road going around the edge, because now that we've kind of implemented all these canals and stops for the ferries, I like this little border road that we've kind of got going on. And also doing this here enabled us to kind of connect up roads as well. So we're going to try and do something around this to get it all up and running. Connect to there, and you might see some vehicles using it. We'll use the parallel tool because that seems to be the best way to get it perfect. So, parallel, where are you, parallel? So, parallel tool, there we go. And we'll start here because I can rework everything else. And how far can I take this parallel? So, it won't go to there, won't go to there. There's like a limit to how far you can take it before you gotta then add the next section in. Now, what if I went ahead and did the turn? Do you know what? No. How do I cancel that? Okay, I won't do the turn there. We'll kind of make it up ourselves. That's a little bit dangerous, isn't it? There to there to there. So we've got to then figure out, right, how far up we then go. So do I do it by 40? Is it a 38? 40, 38? What we saying? This is probably where I should maybe technically go a little bit further along. Just so I can... What is that? That's a 40. Okay, so if I add that in, then obviously delete that bit of road. So at least I know it's a 40 and I've got this whole road situated in. So if I replicate that elsewhere, so there, all the way up to here. Now I don't know whether this one's going to be a 40 because of how it currently is set up. So this one's not a 40. So you kind of have to play to the area. So we'll just go to there with that. We'll go straight across. That will kind of intercept as a T. Right, this is already looking pretty good. This is already looking pretty good. We'll try and do some more connections and whatnot. But at the end of the day, I ain't too stressed. So bringing this to here, we'll then bridge it right across. We'll bring this and make sure it's all down on the ground. I don't know why it's now trying to bam like that. Straight across like that. Keep it nice and simple. I could do another bridge there just for the sake of connectivity, and I could also do one there, but there's no point. Let them go around. I'm not going to do one there or connect to there. It'll be too many junctions. But you can start to see how this is now all coming together. Right? You can start to see how it's now all coming together. We'll quickly set up bam to the bam, bam, bam. Oh, that's a good point now. So what was this? So this technically wasn't the 40, was it? It was more of a 37, which is kind of annoying, but it's something that we kind of now have to go with. I mean, we don't have to, but you know what? We don't have to. I could actually set this to 40. Delete to there, and then just use the connection tool. So we seamlessly transition, is the best way to put it, over to the 40. Obviously, this bit here got to be elevated. That was not the elevated button. What have I just done? Straight over. No, I think it needs a slight little bend in that. Right, and obviously I got to bring these two nodes up so it's above the actual section. And then we're back in business. So connect you in. Like that. That's not going to go too great, is it? Boom. Right, we'll redo this. Now we've got the bend. We'll redo it. So, little slight bend there. Right, there we go. So everything all works on that side. We've got that all around on that side. So once this is all in, we can then start to build our beautiful little theme park. So I don't know whether we can, or whether it works to do some type of bend here. But I'll go with it anyway, just kind of keep it within fashion. Yeah, that will work. That will work. I could do a road connecting down there as well, but I'll kind of leave it like that. But yeah, this gives us great access to the area. Now, for some reason, I don't know whether it's the parallel tool doing it, but oh, what have I done? What have I just done? What have I just done? I am such an idiot right now. Is it highway I need? What type of road is this? The symmetrical tool. Oh, have I messed up my my bits and bobs? Yeah. Right, there we go. We're back to normal, guys. We're back to normal. I can't believe what I just did there. Yeah, but for some reason, I don't know whether it's the parallel. Well, it is the parallel tool doing it. Let's not get it wrong right now. But I don't know why it kind of gets rid of the zoning. Did it only do it there? It only oh no, it did it on this bit as well. I wonder why. So add it all in like that, because I don't want any issues to kind of come from it. You can see I'm now utilizing all of this area as well. All right, good stuff. So we need to then bring a road in as the main entry point for our theme park. And I want to utilize this same road here as well. So it's a 4-lane road, and I don't know whether to go the one with, well, it's got the trees there in the middle, or do the one with the trees on the outside. So I've got this one here, which is a large grass avenue with parking spaces. Then we have the 4-lane with trees. So let's just kind of see first. Let me see where I'm going to connect it from. So if I kind of came from here, because that is a kind of like a little bit of a straight bit right there. Because it's still the road with trees, but you can tell the road changes. It's not a 4-lane road. It's more of like a singular lane, because the edges is parking spaces. So you can, it's the same vibe, but you can tell it changes as the entry to our park. So if I bring that to there, that's all in a straight line. Elevate this up and over, like that. And then obviously we'll raise it slightly so it's above the canal. And then that becomes the entry into our theme park. So continuing this beauty right now. So I want to keep the snap on. So rather than going straight from the road, we go straight from this raw road. We go straight from the 4-lane. And if I bring it up to about we'll do a 15, and then we'll do a horseshoe shape for the theme park inside. And then we'll set up a little, so we're going back to the rural again. Oh, that's a good point. Do I do... I was going to see if I can try and maybe play around with the entry, but I think I'm just going to keep it nice and simple. We'll keep it nice and simple. There's not going to be too much going on. So if I do a 10, and then rather than the 10, because I don't want to eat into it too much, I'll come up by a 6, so we can do a 3x3. So rather than doing 5, because you can't really divide it by 2, you can't really do 2.5 by 2.5, we'll do a 3x3 bend. Nice and simple. Just keep it nice and simple. And then we're going to drop down our theme park main entry gate. That is the main entry, right, isn't it? Yeah, that's a side gate, right? Yeah. Main entry. We'll throw it just there. So the theme park actually has quite large buildings. So we do need to be slightly a little bit careful about where the placement's going to be. But if I quickly zone the area then to this paint park area, and this is the space that we're going to get to utilize. I probably won't be able to squeeze everything in. I probably won't be able to do this, but we'll try our best. So Right, let's get the path all set up first. So we'll bring this up by 5, and then we'll do the standard meet at the end kind of system. And I reckon if I brought this there, go for a 10 by 10 just to here, and then hopefully we can utilize something with this. If I come off there, that's a 14, so if I went by a 4 by 4 straight in, and then I could maybe create a little connection like that, a little connection like that, and then about here, bring that in there. So let's just go off this base layout to begin with and try and squeeze what we can in and around this. I can probably see us also wanting to come down there a bit. And I could link these up to kind of go over, but I think it'll look slightly a little bit weird. So let's start with this then. I think we're going to go with these little game booths to begin with. Make these a little bit of a central point to the entrance. So that one there, and then we'll throw this one in there. A fun little approach to the entrance of, it's like the main little section right now. All the game booths, all the game booths. Amazing. We'll also get in then some of these rides. So we got the amusement park plaza. Oh, this is not a ride. This is like your standard plaza kind of style, which we'll probably kind of get these in like little areas to create like miniature hubs. We got the amusement park cafe. So we'll squeeze these down. Like, I mean, corners is really cool to kind of squeeze those in, because you can kind of utilize a little bit of the dead space. We have the souvenir stores. Obviously, these need to go on the exit. We'll do some park restrooms just here, and we'll do one opposite both of the cafes. We got those game booths in. Then we're on to our first ride then, which is the beautiful little carousel. So we'll squeeze you in. Just there. We've then got the piggy train, which is another smallish ride. We've got the rotating teacups. We'll get just on the end like that. The swinging boat. So these are all small ones. You will start to see the big ones coming in just a moment. And then we move on to the House of Horrors. Now they're starting to get a little bit bigger. So we'll squeeze the House of Horrors just there. We've got then the bumper cars. Okay, another normal kind of smallish one. We have then the tower drop ride. This is terrifying. I'm going to put it right on the end like that. We have then the big pendulum ride. So we'll go for this one. I'm feeling there. We have then the big Ferris wheel, which we'll throw just there. We have then the roller coaster, which is one of many of the tall boys. So I might squeeze this on the inside. And we'll kind of place it just there. And I say one of the many tall boys. That's the only other one. Oh my goodness. Okay, right. Fair enough. We'll try and get a few more of the larger ones in. Try and bulk it out a bit. But I was expecting a lot more in terms of like sizes. I ain't gonna lie. I thought there was a lot more than this. Okay, it is what it is, I suppose. Right, so how does this look then? It's simple, it's nice, and it's plain, and it's basic. Obviously, we got to add a little bit more detail to the area. But as basic as they come, the other thing as well, right, you can't add too much to these because their operating costs are really high. Look at this, it's already 3,100 just in operating costs alone. That's bad, isn't it? And it's quite terrible and shocking. So let me get a few little bit of details down then. We're going to throw in some rocks and stuff like that to make it more like of a themed area. So we'll do stuff like, what's the best way to kind of end some of this? Like how you have this path here. I could add in a big beautiful rock. Make it feel like you go into like some kind of a cave system. We could have the big and then we've got this kind of beautiful little mound here. So I'm trying to add a little bit of like detail. I mean, I don't want to do too many of these because they are completely huge. But a few little rocks here and there adds a little bit of detail. I wouldn't go for these huge. I mean, as cool as they look, it's more of a Wild West theme, that is, isn't it? It is more of like a Wild West theme. Alright, we'll squeeze one just there. And then we'll do some of these ground pattern ones. These ones are a little bit longer. So I'll place that just there, because that will mean no trees around that little section. And we'll place some of those in there. And I'm also using the rocks as a little bit of a like a privacy boundary, so you can't see the park from the road, so you don't give away its secrets. And these are pretty cool, these ones. I like these ones because they kind of overlap and kind of overhang, so you get this kind of arched scariness coming in, which I might place one either side here. So the arch over the entryway into the park. So we need to place some trees down then. I'm not too sure what brush. That is the brush, isn't it? Yeah. So fill it all up nicely. I know I need to do the water and the power still yet. But fill all this up nicely. Add a little bit of detail, mate. And then provide the water and the power. So then we need to think about how we're going to connect all this up then with the public transport. And that's the fun bit, which I'm actually more excited about, is building even more canal lines. So power-wise then, we don't really connect anywhere with this. So we need to add a few connections in. And I think the easiest thing to do right now is just to simply go across the highway. Just to there. So that'll provide the power, the water. They've got everything that they could potentially want, and that is looking pretty fantastic if you ask me. I like this. I really do like this. Not bad. So we'll up the ticket price. It'll take a while before we start seeing money being generated, but the park is now up and running. Damn. This is quite exciting. So we're going to think about then ways in which we can bring people in. Obviously, that's what we've got to do. Now, thinking about it, I'm going to pause and I'm going to delete this bridge. Right, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. Right, delete that road there. And I will delete this road here and here. Delete that there and there. Because we're going to do the perimeter road going all the way down here right now with the parallel tool. Because I need to add in some canal stops and I need that road going to it. And I don't know why I didn't kind of do this in the past. So if I just add it all the way down, and then we'll just adjust it and edit it where it needs to be. So if I go to there, flip it on the other side, and then obviously go to a 40. Add that in just there. Do the same then going down to this one. And then obviously 40, add that in. So that's added in then. It's beautiful. We'll play around and trim it in areas that I need to. Right, there we go. So here's a little bit more of a simpler connection. Right, I've got to get this connection back in here. So this needs to be elevated over, which is going to be slightly a little bit different. Oh, hang on, that's elevated. To how we originally had that connection in. Then again, the only reason I'm connecting there because of the path. I don't need to, because I could just do your straight road coming down. The double's too much, isn't it? Yeah. We'll keep it to that one. And oh man, this is gonna be. I mean, I do like the idea of getting it connected to there. So I'll see what I can do here with a connection tool, because I do like the idea of them utilizing the path to walk down to get to the ferry stops. I do like that idea, so I'm going to keep that in. We will. Am I still on? Yeah. I'm about to say I'm still on the little parallel section there. Right, raise this up and above slightly, and then we can actually go back into play mode now. So I know this one over here is not fully connected now. Oh, it is, but not the area or the side that we want it to be. So we will now get you connected. We will get you connected just there, which has now deleted the path, which I'm going to quickly pause. And do I do a road connection here? Because there's nothing there to stop these guys actually fully getting in. I mean, they can for the path, but not anywhere else. Path. There we go. So, road connection there, then everything else is walking. Because trying to reduce vehicles is what we're trying to do. But I get the connection there anyway. Make it a little bit easier for the service vehicles. Now, we have this 4-lane road chugging all the way up. We'll probably keep it to that 4-lane road as well. Being the connection straight in. I mean, it would be a good idea if that 4-lane road also elevated up and over. It won't be too bad of a problem, because it could be something where I utilize the on and off ramps like I did over here for that area into this road. So that could be a blessing in disguise when it comes to giving this area a little bit more of a solid highway connection, rather than having to drive either down there, use this, or down here, use that. You know what I mean? Now, we've got a lot of traffic coming in, because obviously these guys want to go to this area, which is going to be overwhelming, which is another reason why I've got to get in the canal systems. So, yeah. Right, I'm just thinking about this logically right now. We also need to get, going back to the parallel, there down to here. So 40, bam. Oh, I've elevated the old of that, man. And I gotta unelevate it. Right, there we go. Get you connected in. Oh, it's the same thing that happened earlier with this bridge. Alright, let me redo it. Right, straight in. Fine. So this then, I might do something a little bit different here. I might delete back. Okay, because obviously I'm not going to have anything going straight down into a connection. But what I could do here is I could make it kind of by the 10, go down to 10. And then go down to 10. And just connect under. So you just have this little slight underpass, which will be quite handy. And then we will have other roads connecting to it. But just keep it in like that for now, because I want to add in my ferry stops and get everything all up and running. Oh, hang on. Hold on. We need to get that road here connected. And I'm going to go up and over there, because you can't have too many connections like this. You just can't have too many cross-canal connections, because it'll also help them with the canal ferry stops as well. So keep it like that then. It gives us great connectivity. And we are now going to place in some of the ferry stops in. So we've got to think about this logically as well. We have a stop just there. So if they come from there or they come from this way, we're going to then need a stop just before and after. Now I'm going to have to stagger this one a bit more, because you can't have them technically opposite one another. We'll have one just there and then one just there for the park area. And then just before they go off into their directions, we'll have one there and one there. So there's 3 sets right now, pretty much all set up. So it's important to have it just before the turn, because if I have when one's going to the left or to the right, they crisscross here. So we just now need to unhook the roads within them. And this is always a tricky one to do, because you got to figure out where the section is to be able to unhook it. There we go. Unhook. Beautiful. Unhook. Right, are we going to do this with no dramas? He's only going to done it with no dramas, boys. He's only going to done it with no dramas. Okay, so it should have the power. Well, at least that one anyway. This one does not, so we'll do a little bit of a power line just there. It has the water, and does this one over here have the power? Yes, it does. So now then, I can implement said connection or line running down. But you got to think about it logistically as well. What is the best way in which we could run a standardized line up and around? So this is going to be interesting. Because there's two ways you can do it. I could do a really simplified route that goes up, loops around here, and then comes back down. Or I could utilize it where it goes up here, round, and then down. But then you're not utilizing both sides. And then when it comes down here, where's it going to go then? But we have then the option to bring a route this way in. Coming from this direction. But again, it all depends on where you get everything all set up. And that's the tough one. So what I'm going to do for now, this will be my placeholder route. This will be a placeholder route. This will be deleted for next episode. But we're going to bring it in here. We're then going to make it go around to here. Stop there. It will come back down. And we'll have it stop there. So you can see how this is going to work. So just for the sake of having it in and having the theme park connected to this beautiful little system, we're going to set it up like this. A really, really simple back and forth. Right, while you not get connected in here. There we go. To there. And then completing the line. Glorious, he says. So I'm not even going to change the boat, because that is going to then remind me that that line is not going to be there all the time. So we'll keep it like to that boat. And all it's doing right now is a simple back and forth loop, looping around here to go back up, to loop around there to come back down. Just to get some connectivity so we can see what the demand's like. Because I want to integrate that whole run here with the wider city as well. As well as having obviously other connections too, but I feel like I need to configure a lot more. I've got to do an opposite route going down here, which we have no road. Same going through here as well, which is an actual bigger job than you think it's going to be. So we'll see. We shall see. And before you know it, we shall also start seeing people utilizing this area. It's quite exciting, isn't it? So lots of vehicles coming in. We might have to do something with this connection here to this, just to try and get us to have an additional connection and take a little bit of the heat off this. And I still need to build the connection over here to the highway too, so lots of things still yet to get done, guys. Lots of things still yet to get done. There's a little bit of traffic over here. Oh, is there traffic lights here? Alright, let's get rid of those. Now, is this area doing well? Is it making money? Not yet, but now with the addition of public transport, hopefully we do start seeing increased tourist activity in the generic area. And here's the new boats. There's already 2 people waiting over here. What about over here? I mean, it is a bit of a far-fetched area, but I'm liking that we're getting all these connections in. I am quite enjoying the fact that we're kind of integrating this area, because for the longest time I was thinking, oh my god, this is going to be difficult to get this whole area all connected. But yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. So we do need to do some more expansions. I am going to start looking at building more over in this area at some point as well. We do need a little bit more industrial. So we might look at spending some of those demands in the far edges and building some more industrial areas. Just try and spread it all out a little bit. But it should be fun, guys. It should be fun. What about these areas over here? We're starting to see any people. Oh, yeah, we're getting a few people over here. Interesting. The area is becoming more connected. So, we'll end it here, guys. We've got lots of work coming up right now, which I'm quite excited about. My little adventure park. It will take a while before we start seeing any profits, because I've got to 100% get all these public kind of ferry lines all up and running to kind of give us greater access to this area. But our beachside is becoming very, very beautiful. So until next time, guys, I will see you all soon. So, goodbye.